Welcome to my landings, Chapter 2. I've been down at Truly Hill by myself and returned back to the Devil's Dyke for a much needed hot cup of coffee. With a northerly wind, I make my approach from this direction. Since my crash in the paddock, I prefer to land in the larger field at the back. I'm not the only one preferring to land here today. Onto the uprights nice and early. I'm keeping clear of the earthworks to avoid any rotor. I also keep a watch on the bridleway to make sure there are no horses. Just some walkers today. A slight nudge to the left to avoid those walkers. Keeping speed on as I descend through the wind gradient for a nice, gentle top landing. Having hooked a nice thermal, I start heading back for a landing in the large field. I don't often see the Devil's Dyke from this vantage point. I'm pretty high, so I climb up onto the uprights for some extra drag. The wind here has accelerated over the top of the hill, so I keep flying straight with some extra airspeed. I'm staying well over to the left, just in case there's rotor from the earthworks. And gently down. I launched knowing I was headed for a bottom landing. What better practice for outlandings? Just making sure the VG is fully off. The whole bottom landing field is available, but I like to aim for the official landing spot. A moderate flare and down. The Bo Peep landing can be a little tricky, and I often prefer the easier option. It does involve a bit of a height back to the car though. After clearing the bridleway of horses, I start to grab in for what I call landing on the runway. As soon as I'm lined up on the path below, I'm pretty much pointing directly into wind. I keep the wings level and speed on as I descend through the wind gradient. One final check of the bridleway. Wings level, easing the bar out for a gentle landing on the bridleway. This is my first flight from Caburn since qualifying back in '99. My takeoff was rough, but the flight was lovely and smooth. Luke has already landed on his tandem glider and is videoing my approach. I better not mess up. Yikes! Something pretty rough here and my hands appear to be glued to the base bar. I am not proud of that landing. I was way too late getting onto the uprights, forcing me to rush things and making mistakes. Back at the Devil's Dyke, and with the wind much lighter than forecast, a sky full of paragliders, I decide to do a quick top to bottom before heading home. On to the uprights nice and early this time. A half-hearted late flare, but I managed to get my feet under me to safely run it off. After boating back and forth along the Trudy Ridge, the wind drops and I had to dash back to the dike. Unable to make the top landing, I'm once again heading for the bottom landing field. Tim has just nosed in ahead of me. Don't you just hate it when you hit lift on final? I'm keeping the speed on and heading into wind. Through some more lift, and some more. Another half-hearted flare and down. Back at the Devil's Dyke for a top landing after a pretty enjoyable early morning flight while everyone else was still rigging. I'm setting up my landing approach at the rear of the field to avoid any rotor from the groundworks. I switched to the uprights on my final turn into wind. That's an Aussie tip. Speed on through the wind gradient. And a gentle landing. Nice. I am back at the Cabrum bottom landing field, trying to set up for a landing in some lifty air. I've hit some more lift, forcing me to make another S-turn to lose some more height. After this, Chris reminded me of the club rule that prohibits overflying the car park. Sorry, note for next time. I'm expecting the air to do something nasty here, so put on plenty of speed, just in case. The windsock is off to the left and I'm flying straight into wind. A committed flare and down. Yay! With a new camera and position, I'm setting up for a top landing at Firle. My sincere apologies for the view of my crotch. I'm on the uprights early and crabbing in towards the top landing area. I'm keeping upwind of the fence that now dissects the top landing field. I'm a little high, but no matter, I'll keep crabbing with speed on until I near the ground. A gentle nudge into wind. And a little runoff on landing. My second flight at Firle, and I've just taken off as the lift cycle ends. Despite my best efforts, it's obvious I'm headed down and destined for a walk back to the top. Having tried to eke out whatever lift I could, I've left my landing approach to the very last possible minute. Unfortunately, it's not the best approach and I'm trying to land on a gentle downslope. Don't you hate those? I keep gliding and gliding. Think I'll run this one off. hope you've enjoyed this little edit. Please like and subscribe. Stay safe, and I look forward to returning to the skies one day soon.